Hi everybody, today I am here with Mark Burdorf, the amazing chiropractor here in Scottsdale, and we are talking about nutrition today.
Yes.
So tell me there's so much in nutrition, there's so many different ways to go about it, there's supplements, there's diet, so what's your take and what can people do if they come in to see you?
Well, you already nailed it. There's really two scenarios. One is people are not taking what they should, and they should. And the other people there's people taking grocery bags of stuff and they're just having expensive urine. So my approach, I use a company called Science-Based Nutrition, and what we do is we come up with a formula for what you need.
I love this because you know what, it's funny, I've gone in different stages in my life where I take a ton of supplements and then I go, gosh, do I just have expensive urine? And then I quit, and then I'm like, you know what, I really think I should be on something, and it's so hard to know who to listen to. So this sounds really great so far. So walk us through this.
Okay. Well, the first step is I'm going to give you, it's a symptom survey, and basically, for example, you're seeing all these symptoms here, and what you're going to do is you're going to check off anything that's ongoing, like happens once a month. So like, let's say example, you have asthma, you're going to check that off. And we're going to get your height, your weight, your pulse, your oxygens, your blood pressures. And at the end of this, you're going to see a list here of any medications that you're currently on or have been on the last 12 months.
Okay.
Okay. And then the last thing is you're going to tell us what supplements you're currently taking.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. And this is a deal. We always talk about half-lives, and certain drugs can stay in your system for weeks and months. So maybe you were on something maybe 2 months ago. Half-life means change, and the rule of fours is this. I mean, half-lives in your brain can be seconds to minutes. For example, the half-life of either regenerating or destroying your liver is 6 to 8 weeks. So the rule of fours is if you don't have oxygen to your brain for 4 minutes, you're probably dead. Okay?
I think so.
And if you don't drink water for, let's say, 4 days, you'd probably be dead. And if, let's say, you're out in the desert and don't eat anything for 40 days,
you're going to be dead.
Okay?
I got it. I'm a quick study.
So there you go. So really what we're looking at is, and a lot of times you just said, it's like, well, I did my blood work, or somebody say, well, I did my blood work and I checked my vitamin D 5 years ago. Great. What have you been doing? Well, I stopped taking vitamin D. So it's like, where are you at? So this is really kind of like, it's a start, and it's not a destination, it's a journey, because we're all trying to see, can we have a better quality of life and decrease the bad stuff. The big things that killers are cancer and heart disease. So if you want to decrease your chances of having those conditions, then this is what this program is about.
And if you're going to spend money on your vitamins, make sure at least that you're getting the right vitamins for you, the healthy vitamins, because there's so much junk out there too.
Exactly.
Okay, so from this survey, then what happens?
Well, this is a symptom survey that kind of gives me a baseline on you, and then the next thing is getting the blood work. Okay. And the typical blood work I'm going to recommend, it's nothing really out of there. It's like you're going to check like a comprehensive metabolic panel. You're going to do a CBC. You're going to check liver, lipid, thyroid. You're going to, if you're over 35, 40, you probably want to do your hormones.
Yes.
And get your vitamin D checked. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in depth later. And what I'm going to do is from the blood work. Okay, and this is super important. When you get your blood work done, fast from 10 p.m. on, and maintain your normal water intake. A lot of times people say just stop drinking water, well then you come back and you're dehydrated. So what you think is normal for you need water may not be normal, so maintain what you currently are taking, and then we find out, okay? Oops. And the important thing is then get your blood work done first thing in the morning. You've got a good relationship with a good MD, and you have a great insurance plan, which is getting smaller and smaller, then if you just look at the plan. If you don't have that, then I've got cash pricing with LabCorp.
Oh, okay, great.
And so what I'm going to probably have you do here, around $300 or so. If you get hormones, that's a little more expensive, another $150, $170.
But so important to get your hormones tested. I think that's like number one on your list.
Yeah. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to take your symptoms. We're going to take, you're half my size, okay? Right. So we're going to take your body weight, size, your sex, your age. We're going to take your blood work, and we're going to use this, it's called Science-Based Nutrition software, and it has all these algorithms in, and what it's going to do is it's going to come up with a strategy of what you need, okay? And so some people, let's say you're not on any prescriptions. But other people, let's say you're taking a blood pressure medication. Well, a drug's not a drug unless you've got side effects. And one of the most common things with blood pressure medications is deficiencies, or they suck out B vitamins, CoQ10. So this is going to generate a report that'll probably be 12 to 15 pages long.
And it'll include all of that, because if you just go to the drugstore and buy vitamins, you wouldn't know that you needed to do extra because you're taking that blood pressure medicine, right?
And so at the very end of your report, you're going to see a list of what supplements to take, okay? Now...
And the nutrition supplements are, again, through you.
Well, I'm not here to sell you vitamins, but anything you need I carry in my office. Okay. And the caveat is, people will go, it's like, well, I'm going to go and take... And I love Amazon, okay?
Yes.
But the problem is, a lot of times patients will buy their vitamins on Amazon and they come back and you see that the whole strategy of this is I'm going to give you a game plan of what you should do for probably the next 60 days, because that's a nice window to see of whether these are working or not. And I get this all the time because I've been doing this for years, where people will maybe buy supplements from me for the first month, and they go on Amazon, they buy something that's junk. And the problem is, a lot of these, even though they'll say that it might say something like Thorne or Progressive Labs or something, a lot of times these third-party resellers are buying lots of stuff that's expired. And so I literally have called some patients out on this. It's like, okay, well, you took this,
you get what you pay for,
and you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And a lot of times what I'll tell you to do is, okay, whatever you have currently, it's not working. So
they have, a lot of them have gluten in them, and the preservatives, the dyes, things like that. I know I was very sensitive to all of that. I couldn't take it. I would always say, well, I can't take it, it upsets my stomach. Well, it was upsetting my stomach because it was junk.
Right, and so that's why I'm going to tell you, whatever you're currently taking, put it in the refrigerator. It's not going to go bad. Try what I've got here, and if it works, and you see, it's real, put it to the test. And in the report here, you're going to see, like, there's all these different tests, and just, for example, glucose, okay? A clinical range of glucose is 65 to 99, roughly, okay? And you got to realize that's done on the entire population, which means there's sick people in there. If you want to be healthy, those numbers are a little tighter, and a healthy range is 80 to 95. And so what you're going to see on the report is we color code everything. And so if you got a little star next to it, then obviously you're in the healthy range. If, let's say, you're in the clinical range, then they get into these things. Yellow's a warning, red is more of a risk, and blue is code blue in the emergency room.
Oh, wow.
You're going to die.
Okay,
so
perfect.
if somebody comes in with a glucose level of 400,
you're sending them to the hospital.
Well, they're diabetic. They just haven't been diagnosed. And you see a lot of people are walking around. They haven't had blood work in years. So this is a great baseline. And this isn't the end. So the beginning is, we're going to try this. Well, I'm not just going to tell you to take supplements. There might be things as far as exercise, diet, avoiding certain foods. Try it for 60 days. Retest the bad stuff, and if we're taking you from blue zones, I don't really care about the yellows so much, but the reds and the blues, if you stay in those red and blue zones, you're going to be diabetic, you're going to basically develop heart disease, or you're basically going to be suffering increased chance of cancer.
And this is the thing too, is that you could be having issues, little issues like fatigue or skin problems, or your stomach just isn't feeling quite right, and this will definitely help kind of.
Well, it's going to tell you what you should try to do.
Right.
And the thing is, I'm not going to tell you to stop taking your prescriptions. Okay.
Right.
This is all about co-managing patients. So, like, for example, you're on blood pressure medication, or let's say your cholesterol is high and you're on a statin drug. Okay. Well, if you take these supplements and you retest, and if your cholesterol went from an unhealthy range to a healthy range,
you know you're doing the right thing.
Then you go back to your MD and say, do I really need to be on this? Can I take less of it? Can I get off it entirely?
And I think that's important too, is if we could go the healthier route versus constantly just trying to take a pill to fix something.
Yeah, and that's the horrible thing too with healthcare is, in the United States, everything is addressed about managing diseases. Let's focus on getting healthy. And if we do that, then we can eliminate. Yeah, because across the board, healthcare in the United States is twice as much as any other developed country, and we tend to fall at the bottom when it comes to healthiness overall. So
amazing.
That's my approach.
Sounds awesome. So if you're interested in coming in and getting your vitamins looked at, or finding out what vitamins you should be on and where you're healthy and where you need help, then Mark is the one to come to. And if you mention Lifestyle Jules, you can come in and do this. It's typically $150 to come in and get this whole evaluation done. Lifestyle Jules, it's $100. So you definitely want to take me up on this and come in and meet Dr. Mark Burdorf. You're amazing. This looks awesome. And I definitely think you should come, everybody should come in and do this.
I concur.
All right, have a great day, everybody. Bye.